Guys, I have one more tag for you guys today. This is my first Top 5 Wednesday tag, or my first of those tags, and this week, the theme is siblings, so you pick your favorite siblings, in books, and I just thought this would be a really fun one to do, so that's why I'm jumping in at this point. Okay, so I have 5 pairs of siblings, but then I also have 2 honorable mentions that I will talk about. So the first in the 5 spot is the Baudelaire siblings from Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I really love them. I love how each one of them has their own special talent and how they combine those talents to try to escape Count Olaf. And I really love how loving and protective they all are of one another, because I think that's how all siblings should be. So, yeah, really like them. And in the number 4 spot is the Tilney siblings from Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen, Henry and Eleanor. Henry, they're both really awesome in their own right. I really love Henry as a person, and I think that he's, perfect for Catherine. And Eleanor as a person is she's really, really sweet and kind. So you just naturally, want to be her best friend. But then the way they are with each other is really great because, Henry is very protective of Eleanor, and I feel like same with, vice versa. And so they're just so nice and wonderful, and the cool thing is that they actually seem to be genuine friends, not just they love each other because they feel like they have to, but also that they really do enjoy each other's company, and I think that that's awesome. And then number 3 spot is got it. Okay, I'm sort of stealing this from Frankie from Instead of Gold, because she's whose channel I saw this from. But, she said the Garrett siblings from, My Life Next Door. And I agree with that, but I'm gonna go one step further. My 3rd favorite siblings are, I love George. He is Jace, the main character. He is Jace's youngest sibling, and I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. I don't know if I'm only allowed to pick, if I can pick one sibling, but of all of them, George is my favorite because he is so curious and he's kind of frightened of just about everything, and he's so cute. There's one point where he walks up to Sam and he says, "Do you know Bacon is Wilbur?" And it's the cutest thing ever. Oh my gosh, every time that little kid talks, I am I want you for a little sibling, or I want you as I want my kid to be just like you. He's so adorable. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain how adorable that kid is. So yeah, he gets the number 3 spot. And then I also, if we have to say, a pair of siblings, then I really like Jace and George's relationship as well, because Jace is incredibly, protective of his little brother, because he's, 17 and George is, 4. So he's very protective of him. He's very sensitive to George's, fears. When he talks about, oh, did you know snakes are, really... I don't know, he, did a fact about snakes or something, and Jace was like, "Oh, well, don't worry, there's none of those kind of snakes around here, buddy." He's very sensitive and, caring about George's fears and, helps out with that. But anyway, okay, so number 2 spot, are Marianne and Eleanor from, Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I know I put 2 Austens on here, but I just couldn't help it. I love them. Marianne as a person really bothers me throughout the majority of the book, until she kind of grows up emotionally towards the end. That's when I really start to like her, but as siblings, they're so great because they balance each other out. Like, Marianne, you know, tells Eleanor, like, hey, you need to, like, express your feelings more, and Eleanor, like, tells Marianne, hey, you need to rein in your feelings, like, don't be so dramatic about everything. And Eleanor's just one of my favorite literary characters in general, because she's so, down to earth. Like, she has, like, deep feelings, but she just kind of reins them in, and she also is, like, the logical, practical person in the family. Like, her mom and Marianne are both very, emotional, and I guess their emotions, like, make them impractical. So she kind of is like, hey, we are a little bit broke right now, so you guys need to rein in the, oh, let's have sugar, let's have tea, let's have a big house, like, y'all need to calm it down. And she's very good about that, so it makes her one of my favorite characters. And kind of little extension of that, I also really love Margaret, who is their younger sister. I don't like her as much as these two, so that's why I only picked Eleanor and Marianne. But Margaret is just a very cool character in general. Like, she's very bookish, and she likes to learn. She really likes to explore. Like, she's like the tomboy in the group. I think it's because she's either 9 or 11, one or the other. I'm not sure which, but I think because she's that young, she's still in the childhood exploring stage where she's just like, oh yes, I love to be outside, I love to climb trees, like, all that kind of stuff. And that's really cool, because then when Edward comes, he will play with her and just be like, oh yeah, we can go outside, we can go exploring, like, so yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, Marianne and Eleanor are amazing. And then my number 1, Fred and George Weasley from Harry Potter. Again, I feel like I kind of stole this, but I also feel like I would have come to this conclusion on my own as well, because Fred and George are amazing to me. I love their banter. I love their bond. I love how much they love the rest of their family, even though they think they're all crazy. I love how Molly Weasley definitely picks on them the most. Like, she's like, oh my gosh, you guys are such tricksters, and you didn't get as many OWLs as I wanted you to, and why can't you be more like your older brothers? And it's just, I love them so much. Like, Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, oh my gosh. I think it's great. And at the end, that was honestly the death that broke my heart the most. Spoiler alert, if you haven't read Harry Potter. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. But, anyway, them being separated broke my heart so freaking much. J.K. Rowling smashed my heart in little pieces. So, yeah. But it was still, like, one of those things where I liked it better than, like, the end of Twilight, where it was like, hey, nobody dies, nothing bad happens to them. It's like, wait a second, we prepared for this battle, and a battle didn't happen. So I felt like it was necessary, but still quite sad. So anyway, Fred and George, love them. But yeah, so those are my top 5 favorite siblings. Oh, okay, and my 2 honorable mentions real quick. One is Lizzie and Jane Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. The reason why I didn't put them in is because I really hate the rest of their siblings. Like, originally I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick the Bennet sisters. No. I really don't like Lydia or Kitty. I like Kitty a little bit more than Lydia, but I don't like Kitty, I don't like Lydia, I don't like Mary. So I was like, okay, yeah, I really only like Lizzie and Jane, and I really love them, but I like Eleanor and Marianne more, and so of those, I felt like I had to pick Eleanor and Marianne. But I wanted to give them honorable mention because I still really love their relationship. I like how Jane is the kind, sweet sister She's really sensitive and sweet and nice. And it's awesome. And then the other honorable mention, this is only sort of, this is gonna be weird, because, like, okay, I read this book when I was younger called Ruby Holler by Shannon Creech. And, it had, Sharon Creech? Shannon, I don't know her name. But anyway, the same lady who wrote Walk Two Moons. But in Ruby Holler, there is this set of siblings, this brother and sister, who are, I think they're orphans, and they live in, when they live in Ruby Holler, it's, that they have foster parents, or adoptive parents, I'm not sure which. But, and I don't even remember their names, but I really loved both of them. I really loved the dynamic between the two of them. And I really need to go back and reread Ruby Holler. I want to get my own copy again, because, again, this is one of those childhood books that got lost somewhere. I don't know where, don't know how. But I need to get my own copy and reread it, because all I remember is how much I used to love that book. And it was specifically because of these two siblings, like this brother and sister, who were very... They, again, like, they felt like, since they were orphans, they felt like they were really all each other had in the world, before they realized that their foster parents loved them. But when they first got there, like, they were like, there's rules, and we just don't like this, and they were, because of that, they were very, like, okay, we only have each other, so we have to stick together, and, also, I don't know, like, at one point I think they were planning on running away together, and just their plan that they made to run away was, like, really cool. I don't even know. I remember liking them, so they get honorary mention. And I'm gonna finish off this tag, because it's going on too long. But anyway, so yeah, I saw this on, Frankie's channel, over at Instead of Gold. So I'm going to link her channel down below. I don't know who created the Top 5 Wednesday thing. The first person who I saw one from was The Readables, but I know that she did not create it. Or maybe she was a co-creator. I don't really know. So I did not create it. Disclaimer. But yeah, I will link Frankie's channel down below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.